Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this Thursday? I hope everybody is staying healthy, staying safe, staying blessed, and make sure you're looking out for each other during this crisis that we are having in our country, in the nation, period. Because there's a lot of people, a lot of different countries dealing with the same thing that we're going through right now. So make sure we're all being vigilant of how we treat each other, how we act in this time of crisis, especially at these stores, the fighting and people arguing and things like that that's going on because of the shortage of tissue and cleaning supplies and food and other things like that. Just try to be patient, y'all. We will all get through this. I promise we will. I promise we will. But anyway, again, I hope everybody out there is being healthy and staying safe and blessed. I am going to jump right into this review of Sistas. We are now on season 1, episode 20. And the name of the show was A Chance to Love. And this show, this particular one might be one of my favorites through this season. This might be one of my favorites as far as the episodes this season. I want to start off with Lord Jesus. I don't know. Let's start off with Zack. Man, what in the hell is wrong with Zack? Or does he deserve a pass for his behavior? I mean, when he and Karen was arguing, first of all, why was he stalking outside, sitting outside her house, lurking in his car? He knew that she was up there all night long, all night long with that lady who killed herself husband. Now, I didn't find that out till later after he came in there and dang near put her eye out. I was like, what the hell is wrong with Zack? He up there calling her names. He didn't call her a bitch. He didn't call her a hoe. She was like, I ain't no bitch. Call me one more time. And he was like, excuse me, I meant hoe. I'm like, he big mad. Zack is big mad. And no, he didn't throw them keys, her own house keys. He threw them right at her. Talking about, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to hit you. It was an accident. But you threw the keys right at her face, right at her forehead. And I'm like, she do not need any more lumps or bumps upside her forehead. Do y'all see how big that child head is? Her forehead looked like the corner of a brick. I'm like, I like Karen. She's pretty and everything, but she do got a forehead out there. But anyway, he threw the keys right at her and hit her in her forehead, and then up there plead his case. I didn't mean it. But I'm like, Zack, either you got some serious bad aim or you intentionally meant to hit Karen in her head. And if you did, that's messed up because that's a female and you shouldn't be throwing objects at no female. I don't care if he thinks that she's sleeping with somebody else or not. But anywho, I just thought that was funny. And then she put a knife on him. He's like, oh, so you gonna pull a knife on me, Karen? You gonna pull a knife on me, Karen? Man, Zack be killing me. Just his actions and his whole demeanor, the way he be acting. He like a knife, Karen, for real, Karen. But y'all, that had me cracking up. I was like, Lord Jesus, she don't need no knots on her forehead, Zack. But then, y'all, do y'all remember what I told you? Remember what I tried to told you last week? I told y'all good that Morris and Jazz had to be messing around. I was like, that darn Jasmine, she seems to me like her and Morris, then concocted this plan intentionally to sue Andy's law firm and to get her disbarred and to get as much money as she can from her husband, Gary, in the process. Now, I was like, they just look too chummy. Remember I told y'all last week when they was in the hospital room? No, not in the hospital room. Down at the police station, and she was like patting him on his face. Oh, you got a little blood. Oh, she's just all comforting him and everything, like he was her man. I told y'all, didn't I? Sure did. Sometimes I'll be reaching, but I swear sometimes when I'm reaching, I'm right. But anywho. thanks to the private eye that Jasmine hired, then later fired, because she had lost contact with Gary and didn't have no idea that Gary had spent the night over Andy's house. So, Jazz ended up firing the private investigator. And now, though, Andy has to fight Morris with all the information that she got from the private investigator. Now, the private investigator did admit that she does like, Andy. Andy did let her know, I'm strictly, you know what. She like, I'm strictly, you know what, girl. But she is gonna help her anyway because she feels bad. She knows that Jasmine is a witch, and she knew that not Gary, but Morris, that he had been accused with doing other things to different ladies, like trying to assault them, or, I don't know if that's all she meant was like assault, or if she meant like blackmail or anything like that. But it led me to wonder, maybe if he has possibly assaulted even Jazz, because when she said try to file charges and say Gary had put all them bruises and marks on her body the night before, she tried it. Then she found out he was with Andy the night before. So then she changed her story and said, oh no, it happened the night before last. It happened the night before last. And I'm like, if she really does have bruises on her, did she get them from Morris? Since the private investigator was like, I'm going to give you the contact information for some other ladies that's been through some things similar to what you have been through, Andy. And so you can use this as leverage. And leverage is what she did use it for. She went straight over there to Morris's office and confronted him about everything. And then he had the nerve, after she confronted him, to tell her, I really wasn't going to do nothing to you. She was like, really? Really? You was in her car attacking her, trying to get up under her skirt, but now you claim that you was not going to do anything to her? Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right, bro. If Gary wouldn't have been stalking Andy, he probably would have took advantage of her, probably would have beat her up, left her just all bruised and everything up in that car in that parking lot by herself. So I am glad that Gary happened to be stalking her that night. But Andy, she used the leverage that she needed to get Morris and Jazz off of her back for now, for the meantime. I don't know how long this is going to last, especially since Jazz just got her husband Gary fired with lying about the bruises. So I don't know if Morris is going to make her backtrack, make her go down there and say, it was an accident, it was, misunderstanding, or try to blame it on some other man. Blame it on some other man. I don't know, maybe Morris, because she might be so upset with Morris that he allowed Andy to make him, resend all his information and everything. She might be like, oh, for real? Now she done got to you too. First she got to my husband, now she done got to you too. So she might turn around and blame Morris for putting bruises on her. That's if she even really has bruises on her. I'm not so certain. And I'm also not so certain that Gary will be able to get his job back. I don't know if Andy will be able to get her job back. But then again, Gary did tell Andy, remember, in the bed the other night, he did tell her that he sees her having her own law firm, having her own employees, running her own business. So we shall see. But what about the situation with Sabrina? Now, last week, we saw how she had found her friend and co-worker Maurice all beat up, left for dead outside the bank, in between the bushes and everything where they both worked. She really thought that he was dead when she was calling the cops and, trying to get help because she couldn't feel a pulse on his arm. And thank God he wasn't dead. And I hope old Maurice doesn't die because I really do like him. But in the meantime, Sabrina, she's feeling guilty for playing that joke on him and giving Alonzo Maurice's phone number in the first place. But her friends, the detectives, even Calvin was trying to convince her that it's not your fault. You had no idea that this man was crazy. But she actually thinks that she kind of knew. She was like, I don't know. It was just something about him. Just something about him in his eyes or something. But she had no idea that he was some crazy, lunatic, raging, homophobic running around the city. She had no idea. So I hope she stops blaming herself for it. And again, I hope Maurice doesn't die. Hopefully, he'll get better and he'll be released soon to go home. And they find out where that doggone Alonzo is so they can put him up under the jail cell. I mean, that Alonzo, remember I had told y'all that I thought he was maybe bisexual, then maybe down low, then maybe, I don't know, fluid. Turns out he was a whole homophobic, and he had intentions all along. He didn't want to go out with him. He didn't want to go to the drag show. He had intentions of mollywopping him and monkey-stomping old Maurice and leaving him for dead. So again, I hope they really find that fool and lock him the heck up for a hate crime. Yes, sir. But anyhow, that Calvin, he was really pissing me off this episode. Now, I done told y'all before that I think he's a little bit too emotional for me. I mean, his female side, his what are they? The sensitive side. It seems to like take over all the time. He's just too sensitive for me. He was really angry. First of all, Sabrina walked into the waiting room. She walked in there crying, walked in there looking like she's distressed, and he's running up to her, yelling at her on her face. Why is you stalking with me? I done told you to leave me alone. Why is you following me? This is about my father. Then he got up and walked back over to where he was sitting. But then when the police came out, the detectives, and they came out and they asked her what happened and told her it's not her fault and all this kind of stuff. Then he want to come back over there and apologize and, try to comfort her and stuff. But I was like, man, come on. If Sabrina was a stalker, now y'all know stalkers lurk. They are lurkers. And if she was stalking him, she'd be like hiding behind a pop machine or hiding behind a plant, or you know what I mean? She wouldn't be sitting up there right in front of him. I'm like, Calvin, come on. She ain't stalking you. You cute and everything, but anyway, but thanks to his dying father's wishes, he went back out there to the waiting room to Sabrina, talked to her, and basically he told her, up front, I don't trust you with my heart. I don't trust you with my heart because of the fact that she's been so judgmental in the past. But again, I get Bree a pass. I sure do, because any straight woman would have some kind of like, oh my God, is you sure you're not gay? Like they would have some kind of doubts, and especially all the things that they've been through. I mean, you can't blame her. She had more than a few reasons that would make any female get him the side eye. And we can start with the dildo. Y'all ain't forgot about the dildo, have you? Anytime a man has ran across my toys, he tried to use them on me, not have me use them on him. So anywho, most women would have gave him the side eye, especially with the dildo. But anyway, in other news, let's talk about our girl Danni. Danni is in her fifis because her sexy white cowboy hasn't been calling her since he spent the night over her house the other night. But I was like, dang, Danni, don't you remember that you told the man to stop being a bugaboo? You told him to stop calling you so much, stop texting you so much, stop emailing, stop Skyping, stop Facebooking, stop IGing, stop Twittering. Not all that, but she told him, stop contacting me so much. She literally told him, slow down. She said, I just met you. Lay off. Now she's sitting up in there in the hospital waiting room, twiddling her thumbs and checking her phone over and over and over and over in hopes that he is trying to call her or trying to text her. I think our girl Danni is whipped. I think he done put it on her. He was up. Okay, first of all, the man, his body is just, ooh, them abs, the firm buttocks, and he's sexy, he cute. So it went in that cowboy hat and them boots that he be wearing. And then she had him the last time he was over, she had him up there cooking, slaving in the kitchen over the stove, sizzling up some steaks. And then after he was sizzling up them steaks, then he had her sizzling up in the bedroom. Then the next thing you know, she wakes up in the morning, looks over, and he's gone. He's gone. He ain't there. Zack ain't there. Ain't nobody there. She's just laying in the bed by herself, and she was drinking the night before, so she was like, maybe I dreamt. Maybe I had a dream and I thought this fine-ass white man spent the night in my bed. So remember she called Sabrina? She said, Sabrina, please tell me I'm not dreaming. Please tell me I'm not hallucinating. I'm not tripping. Please tell me there was a white man in my bed last night. Sabrina was like, yes, you had a man over in your bed the other night. Now where he at? He probably at home sitting there like, dang, time should I wait a couple of days? Should I wait a week or so? Should I? That's probably what he's doing while she's up here twiddling her thumb. You know what's gonna happen? She's gonna reach out to him and she's gonna be mad, and she's like, oh, so you just hit it and quit it? I was just a one night stand. You really don't care for me. That's what's gonna happen. Mark my words. That's what's gonna happen, y'all. But anyway, y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode. What y'all thought about the different characters, especially that Zack. Oh my God. When he called her a bitch and a hoe, I was done. But also let me know how you feel about Morris now and Jazz. And also let me know how you feel about the Alonzo situation and the Maurice situation. And also, how do you feel about Sabrina and Calvin? So again, make sure you guys hit the like button, please. Thank you very much. Hit the like button before you leave out. If you didn't hit the like button on your way in, make sure you share the live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. And for those of you who have BET Plus app on your phone or on your iPad or on your TV, you know that new show, Ruthless, came out, right? Season 1, episode 1. You guys have got to check this out. If you have the BET Plus app, check out that show because I will be reviewing that show tonight. Season 1, episode 1. It's about this really religious cult. The leader, he makes people like kidnap women and children, and it's a sex-driven cult. And there's this FBI agent who's really hot, by the way, who is about to go undercover and try to blow up their whole cult. So anyway, check it out, y'all. And we will be reviewing it tonight, probably around like 9 p.m.-ish. So if y'all have the app, make sure y'all check it out. And if you do not have the app, you can get it 7 days free of charge. So check it out. There's a whole bunch of TV shows on the BET Plus app, a whole bunch of TV shows, a whole bunch of the old sitcoms like Martin and some other sitcoms, a lot of Tyler Perry movies and BET original movies and TV series. So yeah, check that out. You can try it out it's a 7-day free trial. And then after that, if you decide to keep it, and no, I'm not trying to promote the BET Plus, but it is $9.99 if you decide to keep it. So anyway, but if not, just try it out for the free 7 days, check it out. But again, if you do try it out, or if you do already have the app, the BET Plus app, please watch the first episode of Ruthless so you can review it with me tonight and let me know what y'all think about this new Tyler Perry TV show. All right, you guys. In the meantime and in between time, again, stay healthy, stay blessed, stay safe. And I'm out. Deuces.